Hey guys, this is Wave 618. It's the 5th of May 2018, just gone 6 p.m. BST. So we're long due an update on Bitcoin, so that's what we're going to discuss in this video. As well as that, we're just going to touch on Digibyte as one of the altcoins also. Most of the volatility nowadays is within the altcoins rather than Bitcoin. The gains are much greater to be made within the altcoins. So that's why I want to discuss Digibyte in this video. It is a coin I've been closely following. So we will touch on that as well in this video. So first of all, we have to understand the Bitcoin chart because this is the benchmark. It's essentially behaves almost like an index for the cryptocurrencies. They all the altcoins moves are going to depend on the price action in Bitcoin. So that's where all the money is in Bitcoin. So whatever happens there will affect the rest of the cryptocurrency market. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you will know I've been talking about a WXY pattern playing out, with this being W, X not quite finishing yet, and then we're yet to see Y. And previously, we had discussed about prices coming down to maybe $4,300, maybe $3,000. But then, in my last video, I gave an update where we have to realize that the altcoins are looking very bullish right now. And on top of that, from an Elliott wave perspective, it looks like we're in a major wave 4. So the major wave 3 was up to $20,000. And this has all been a wave 4. In 2014, when we had the Mt. Gox crash, that was the end of a wave 1 and topped out around $1,200. If we quickly pull up that chart, we can see it here. So around $1,200 was the high. Then we had the Mt. Gox crash in February 2014, which was around here, and then you saw the big collapse. But basically, to understand this, if this is going to be a wave 4, the best thing to do is to look at the last previous major wave 4, which would have been in wave 4 of wave 1, which, as I say, 2014 was the high, the top of wave 1, up to $1,200, and prior to that we had wave 3 up to here, up to around $260. And then we had wave 4. And basically what happened, we had a WXY, but it was much more of a sideways pattern. So we had W come down to here, X come up to here, and then Y was an A, B, C pattern, which failed to come down lower than W. Yeah. So you still got your WXY playing out. But as I say, it failed to come down lower than W, which is... it could very well be the same pattern that we're about to see in Bitcoin. So essentially we've had a W, X, and then a Y may come down to around here. It will take a hell of a lot of force to bring it down lower than $6,000, purely because looking at volume, there's a huge amount of volume that came in at this level. That's not to say price can't come down lower, but there's no reason to suspect it will. And the altcoins are looking very bullish if you look at those charts. We will discuss Digibyte in this video, where I'll use that as an example of how bullish these altcoins are looking. But yeah, as I say, we may just see a lot of sideways action. In my last video, I was talking about that sideways action finishing around 25th of August using Fibonacci time. That's how we projected that time frame. Check out my last video if you want to have a look at why I used 25th of August as the forecast. But in this video, I'll just focus on what price action is doing on here. I've got a target of price coming to around 11.5k, maybe a little bit higher, around this where this blue square is, and I'll explain how I've got to that as well. So first of all, I think we'll discuss that blue square straight away actually. So using fib times, so of this X wave, it looks like it's going to play out an ABC pattern, with this being A, so it's 3 waves up with 1, 2, 3, and then B has been 3 waves down, 1, 2, 3, and then C is going to be 5 legs in itself. It looks like this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The 5th wave is still yet to be seen. So this would be a 3, 3, 5 pattern, which makes up a flat. And With regards to what type of flat it's going to be, it looks like it's most likely to be a running flat, considering the B wave is slightly higher than the origin of wave A, which means that wave C is likely to finish a little bit higher than the end of wave A, so it could come up to $12,000, maybe $12,500. But a reasonable target is this 11.5 region right here. There's going to be a lot of resistance at this level. As you can see, there's a lot of horizontal resistance at that level, so it would take a lot of force to get beyond that. Now, how do we get this blue square? So using fib time. With fib time, the idea is that you plot it using Elliott wave. Same principle with plotting fib extensions with price or fib retracements with price. You have to have an understanding of Elliott wave. So basically, there's two ways we can look at where C will finish. So first of all, we can wave C is often a fib, has a Fibonacci relationship with wave A. So if this is our wave A, and we extend that from the end of wave B, we can see that the 1.618 extension is around here. This is looking at 17th of May, so just at the end of that box right there. So that's if we did a fib extension of wave A. And the other way of plotting an estimate for wave C is if we do a fib extension of wave B. So wave B started here, it finished here, and again we've got our 1.618 sitting right nicely in this box, date being 16th of May. Yeah. So two fib extensions there, a bit of a Fibonacci confluence, in fact, with fib time, depending on whether we were extending wave B or wave A. There's a Fibonacci confluence around this 15th, 16th, 17th of May region. So that's where I expect a turnaround in terms of time. As I say, Fibonacci and Elliott wave only provide a forecast, an estimate. Yeah, price can change, but right now that is where my estimate lies. And yeah, so that's looking at it from a time point of view. Now, from a price point of view, you can see that price has been trending between these two channel lines here. And what I can see it as, the way I'm counting it, is a 1-2 triangle. It's not common to have a triangle in a wave 2. You usually see a zigzag pattern, but that's not to say you can't have a triangle pattern. It just means there's less, the bullish move is less aggressive, and that's why you see this long consolidation. So if we just, let's zoom in first. In fact, let's pull up the hourly, it might be a bit clearer. Expand that. Alright. So if we call this our wave 1, and just extend that from, if we're calling it a triangle, so if that's 1, and it's A, B, C, D, E, triangle finishes here, which means the end of wave 2 is here, which means wave 3 also starts here, and that's why we extend the Fibonacci extension from this level. And where wave 3 comes up to, it looks like it found price found resistance around this 2.618 extension. And if basically what I did, I drew a trend line from here, goes through this point, and then extrapolated it onwards, and then I drew a parallel line, and you can see that wave 4 tested this line perfectly. So you draw the wave 4 from where wave 2 finished, and that's how you can create a channel, and that's how you can predict where wave 4 will come to, and it's hit it very nicely, which is why I think this is looking like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is going to come up to around here. In terms of where 5 will come up to, usually wave 5 has a Fibonacci relationship with wave 1. So if this is our wave 1, and then we extend that from the bottom of wave 4, which we'll say is at this level. So there's a 2.618 extension around here. So what's that? $11,400. So that's one potential target. And then, but often we see a wave 3 Fibonacci relationship. So if that's our wave 3, extend that from the bottom of wave 4, and now you can see there's a one-to-one relationship with wave 3 at the 11,600 level, which would hit the top of this trend line very, very nicely. It's within our blue box, and it's also at that level, that this very significant price level where price found it very difficult to go beyond previously. So yeah, that Fibonacci relationship looks like the Fibonacci relationship of wave 5 with wave 3 looks the most likely. That's the one that's standing out to me as the most probable. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at over the next 10 days. I'm looking at price to hit this blue box in a wave 5 fashion. Yeah, and I expect it to stay within this trend line. Obviously, things can change, but this is my primary count right now. So that's just a little bit about Bitcoin from a fib time and a fib price perspective. And yeah, if we just put on our Fibonacci EMAs, I've discussed these in my previous videos. I think if you watch my last couple of videos, I explain them in depth. So you can see these are all fib numbers here, and I've used them using the EMA. Obviously, ignore this last 10,000 level. It wouldn't let me plot Fibonacci EMAs higher than 10,000. So in fact, just take that off. And you can see these values get hit. So here it got hit, here it got hit, here it got hit, and found excellent support here, which I think is very significant. It's going to take a lot of energy for this thin blue line, which is the 2584 EMA. It's going to take a lot of energy for that line to get broken. So we may see it get retested. As time goes on, this thin blue line is going to rise as we lose the early candlesticks from this thin blue line. So yeah, I'm expecting price to come up to here. Then we're going to see a wave Y start to form, and it's probably going to be in a zigzag fashion, retesting this thin blue line. However, it could come down lower. We'll have to see. As I say, 25th of August is where I expect things to turn around and Bitcoin to become bullish. So that's Bitcoin, and now, as I said, we're going to just touch on Digibyte as well. So let's just bring up Digibyte. Okay, let's take off the Fibonacci EMAs. All right. So here we've got Digibyte. Now, it looks like it made 5 waves up here, retraced. I believe that was around the 78.6 retracement. Yep, hit very nicely the 0.786 retracement right there. From a fib time point of view, if we start the move from here, because this looks like the low, extend that up to here. So you can see around the 2.618 is where price turned around. So this is where our bottom was. In fact, it should be around this point. It looks like this was the bottom here. So let's just zoom in. I think hourly chart might show it a lot better. So I'm looking at it like this. So it looks like this is our wave 1 finishing here, then a wave 2. And if we use our Fibonacci extension tool, that's our wave 1. Bring that across, extend that. You can see there was a bit of resistance at the 2.618, but look at this. It hits the 4.236 much nicer. Yeah, and I think this is the end of wave 3. So I think this is our wave 1, wave 2, and wave 3 came up to here. What I'm expecting now is a wave 4 retracement, which is probably going to come down, retest this level here at 430 sats. So typically wave 4 is a 38.2 retracement of wave 3. So if wave 3 started at this level, wave 4, as I say, it's going to come down to around 420 sats. That's a 38.2 retracement. may test the 50% retracement even, but from there I'm expecting to see a wave 5. If we just have a look at the correlation between Bitcoin and Digibyte, so if we compare BTC USD and pull up this chart and just go on the 4-hourly again, you can actually see there is a positive correlation between the two coins. So as you can see, Digibyte came up here, and then since then it's come down, as with Bitcoin is the orange line. And there is generally a positive correlation. Here you can see they're both going up together, so they've come down together. Obviously there was a bit of a lag with Bitcoin still coming down whilst Digibyte is still making a move up here. But now you can see there's a positive correlation in the price relationship. So as I mentioned in my last video, I'm expecting Bitcoin to go up to around 11.5k, which is going to retest these points here. At the same time, I expect Digibyte just to come down first before making another leg up in a wave 5 fashion, and that could be quite explosive. It would be a nice trade. So first of all, I'm waiting for it to retrace around 38.2%, so around 420 sats, around that region, and then I'll be looking to get in for a wave 5. So that's my forecast at the moment for Digibyte. So just pulling up the 1-hourly again, let's take off this comparison chart. So if this is our wave 1, so using fib time again, so this is our wave 1 finishing here, and then wave 2 looks like finished around here. Or even around this region, and you can see wave 3 hits the 4.236 around here. You can see that's the height of wave 3. So again, from Fibonacci time point of view, that's suggesting a turnaround here as well. So yeah, I hope that's helps in a sense. It does help to use Fibonacci time with Fibonacci price. It helps you plot a coordinate in terms of where price and time will cross, and allows you to place more probable trades, and better setups. So alright, that's something to think about, guys. That's my forecast for now. I hope it's been useful. Channel's growing really nicely, thanks again to all of you. And what I'm going to suggest, as I say, altcoins are showing a lot more volatility. That's where the money is to be made, within the altcoins right now. So what I'm going to suggest is, if you leave a comment below this video just suggesting which coins are of interest to you. So I'm going to suggest that you just put one coin of interest to you that you'd like me to do a video on, and then I'm going to see which coins are getting the most amount of following from you guys. So whichever coins are ranking highest in terms of how many of you are suggesting certain coins, I will prepare videos on those coins. Yeah, because there's so many coins to talk about. I know I don't want to waste my time talking about coins that are of no interest to you. So yeah, just leave a comment about, put in the comment the coin that you'd most like me to talk about. Put that coin down first, and then if you want, put some below that, just so I can get an idea of if there's any other coins that you're all thinking about also. But yeah, list the coin that you'd most likely like me to talk about first, and then yeah, I'll try and make a video on a coin that correlates with what you'd like to see. So alright guys, gonna leave it there. I'll wrap it up, and yeah, take care.